What is up, you guys? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. All right, so for today's video, we got some little, this should be a quick video. You know what? I'm just gonna stop saying that because last video I said the video might be short, and then the video ended up being 20 minutes long. So yeah, I'm gonna stop with the whole it's gonna be a short video thing, right? Whatever you guys get, that's what you guys get. Today we're gonna be doing something to add on to the painted bay. These things that I have that I'm about to put in the bay, I actually completely forgot about them. I actually bought them before I did the engine swap, and I was gonna use it because I was gonna paint the bay during the engine swap, but because I didn't paint the bay, I decided not to use it. And then I was actually gonna sell them to Zane, but Zane never pulled the trigger, so they just sat inside my drawer. And then I seen them the other day and I was like, you know what, why not just throw them in since I just painted the bay, right? Now what I'm talking about are dress-up bolts. Yep, good old dress-up bolts. This is about 40 of them. I mean, it is 40 exactly, but yeah, I bought these a while back. And I never used them because I never painted the bay. But now the bay is painted and it's looking decent. I think this will, brighten up the bay a little bit. And yeah, it should be nice. It should be real nice. And Zane, if you're watching this, which you probably won't be, I'm sorry, but you didn't pull the trigger fast enough, man. So I pulled it first. All right, so how we're gonna do this is both me and Jerry, we're each gonna have a 10mm. So you gotta get ready, but you're gonna get the small one since you're weak. So, and we're just gonna be placing all of these. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna do everything that outlines the bay, like the radiator support and the bolts that hold down the fenders. I'm gonna do those. And then, I mean, I'm definitely gonna have some after. I was gonna say if I have some after. This is only like what, probably not even 10 bolts. So yeah, after we get these done, the radiator support and the fenders and everything, that's when we're gonna hit these right here, this right here, and all that little stuff. I might even have enough extras to hit the valve cover. So if I do, that'll be freaking perfect because I did want to try to get some on here. So let me set this camera up on a tripod and let's get into it. All right, so let's let the fun begin. All right, about to drop the first one in. Let's see how she looks. You know what sucks? We gotta use Allen keys for these. Hey, actually do a little better. Hey. Let me give you a little closer look. Hey. Okay. All right, so headlights. Not yet. Yeah, we might do the headlights too, but yeah, let's just knock out everything else. One thing that sucks is if we do things like the headlights, it's gonna make things super annoying when we have to swap out, stuff like the headlights or the fenders because we have to use these. Alright, you guys, so my tripod decided to break on me. I don't know how that happened because I've been using it fine, but yeah, it decided to break on me. So I'm gonna have to do the rest of it like this. So yeah, this is what we looking like. We even did the headlights. This right here. We got the fuse boxes and everything. Yeah, looking pretty nice, Now we do still have like 2 bags left. So we have this, and I think we have like most of those left, which means we could do the valve cover, which I'm like super excited for. So let me throw those on right now. And there you guys have it. Engine bay is all done. Boom, boom. Now I know a lot of people are like, wow, Bobby, it's gonna be a real headache when you gotta take these things out. And I know, but how often am I gonna take out the ECU? Only time I'm gonna be taking these out are to do spark plugs, and I would have to use an Allen key anyways, since that's what they come with. So yeah, who cares? But yeah, I think it's like a subtle difference. I guess it just makes the engine bay look a little cleaner, subtle bling, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I freaking love it. Looks nice. I feel like this is the first time that my engine bay has looked this clean.
2,000 years later.
Alright, you guys, and we're back. So yeah, this video was sort of weird. The scene that you guys just seen of me adding all the hardware and stuff to the engine bay, that was actually filmed last week. Today is July 5th, the day after July 4th, obviously. Now, I was gonna take the camera out last night because we were gonna go to this fireworks show at the BB&T Center, but we actually didn't end up going because it ended up raining. I'm not sure if they still had the whole show. I'm sort of mad that I couldn't include that in the video. But this is a car channel, so let's start talking about cars. All right, so the issue that my car has been having, right? So the last time I actually spoke about it on camera was when I was actually dropping it off to JR's shop so he could check everything out, right? The car was idling really low. The lights on the dash, they're like flashing, this and that. So yeah, that's what was happening, right? So I dropped it off at JR Wiring Solutions, and I dropped it off there for the whole day so he could check it out, right? So while it was there, he tried to pull the codes from the engine and nothing came back. The only codes that came from my car was the codes because I have an automatic ECU with a manual transmission. So he couldn't find any kind of codes for, you know, anything. And then he checked for vacuum leaks. There were no vacuum leaks. He checked for boost leaks also. There were no boost leaks. He checked wiring, and then everything seemed fine. So then later that day, around like, I don't know, 9 o'clock at night, I dropped it off at around, I would say 12 o'clock. So I came back to pick it up at 9, right? So then when I came back to pick it up, JR was explaining, you know, everything that he did, everything that he checked, all that stuff. But like, what was weird is that he said that since the car was at his shop, it like never gave any kind of issues. He said that ever since the car was at his shop, it didn't idle low, there were no lights flashing, there was nothing, the car was fine. So then I'm like, what the heck is going on? Because before I dropped it off, it was literally doing the whole time when I was actually driving over there. But all of a sudden, when it's at his shop, it was fine. He said that he had the car running for 30 minutes and then it didn't skip a beat at all. And then he said after that, he actually unplugged the ECU, reset it, all that stuff. And then he let it run for another 15 minutes and then nothing happened. So I'm like, okay, so that's weird. So then I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just wait and get the car tuned, and then maybe that'll fix any kind of issue that it's having because the car's not tuned yet. And he was like, you know, yeah, tuning might help a little bit, but like probably not. He said that, you know, there's like something wrong. So then I was like, yeah, you know what? I guess I'll just, you know, try it out and then we'll see what happens, right? So then when I say, all right, thank you, you know, thank you for checking it out, this and that, right when I drop the hood, the car starts acting up. So then we're like, okay, that's weird. Like right the same second when the hood shut, the car started acting up again. Basically, the hood was pushing on the intake. JR actually, you know, tested it and kept on pushing it down a little bit, pushing the intake down. And then every time he would do that, that's when the car would start acting up. So then we figured, oh, okay, cool. Then it has to be the intake. That's the problem, right? So then what I did, there's this little rubber hood stopper, right? I took that, I put it on this side right here. I'm not showing you guys because I don't have it in there anymore. But yeah, I took it and then I put it on that side. So that side of the hood where the intake is actually raised up a little bit more. And then after I did that, I drove it home and then the car drove fine. Like, it drove perfect. So then I'm thinking that, you know, that like fixed the issue. It's something wrong with the intake. It's because the hood is pushing down on the intake. So then I just like figured that, okay, I would just like try to, you know, adjust the intake in like a way where, you know, it just would not be hitting it. Or I would just get a smaller intake, right? But then the next morning after I drove it home, like the next morning, it was doing it again. So I'm like, what the heck? I thought we fixed it, right? But then that same day during the night, it wasn't doing it. So I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on? So then for that week, it seemed like the car would only act up during the day when it's hot, but then it would be fine during the night. Like, it would never act up during the night. But then a week after that, the car just started acting up all the time. Whether it's day, whether it's night, it would do it. It got to a point where it was like doing it for maybe 3 or 4 days straight. Like, it would not let up. Like, usually it would like do it for maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And the way that it works is, right when my dash lights, which is my door open light, my check engine light, and my ABS light, while I'm driving, once those 3 lights, they start flashing on and off, that's when the idling issue starts. So then yeah, there was a point where it did it for 3 days straight, 3 or 4 days straight. It was just happening all the time now. But then this week, it went 3 days without doing it once. The car actually drove perfect for 3 days straight. I just don't know what it is. I just don't know what the heck is going on, right? But now it's back again. So I don't know what the heck is going on. I'm thinking that I might have an ECU issue. I think that my ECU is like bad. One of my videos, one of you guys commented under it and said that my problem could be that I have bad capacitors in my ECU. They say that sometimes they like start leaking, and then, you know, or sometimes they like dry up, or like they just, you know, malfunction, and then, you know, you got to change them out. So I'm thinking that maybe that might be my issue. But I called around to some shops that like fixed ECUs, and then one person told me that the 1JZ IS300 ECU, it can't be fixed. I thought they would just have to, you know, replace the capacitors. But apparently the 1JZ IS300 ECUs, they can't be fixed. And the reason why I'm saying that I think that it's the ECU is because I'm not getting any kind of codes that has to do with idling or nothing like that. So who knows, maybe the car has to be acting up while it's scanned. But I'm not sure if you're actually supposed to scan cars while the cars are running. I don't know how that stuff works. Somebody comment down below. But yeah, maybe I should get the car scanned while it's actually acting up. One thing that I actually wanted to do is my car should be able to work with the automatic IS ECU, the one for the GE. So what I'm thinking is I want to see one day when the car is actually acting up. I think I'm going to try to swap out the ECU and then start the car and then see if it's still acting up. So I would say if it's still acting up with the other ECU, then that means that maybe it's like some sort of wiring issue. But if it stops acting up right when I plug in the, you know, older ECU, the GE ECU, if it like stops acting up, then maybe my ECU is bad, and then I just have to buy another 1JZ IS300 ECU. Yeah, so that's what I'm dealing with right now, man. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on with the car. I'm thinking that it's the, you know, ECU. Maybe the ECU is just bad, and I just have to get a new one. I would try to plug in the old IS ECU in right now, but the car is not acting up right now. So like I could even walk over and show you guys right quick. I don't even have to start the car actually to know that the car is going to be acting up, because even when I turn the ignition on, the lights are, you know, flashing already. So if I just turn the key to the on position, everything's fine. So usually the door open light right here, that would start flashing, and then the ABS and the check engine light, those would just start flashing on and off, and not flickering. I mean, they would actually flash on and off, like, you know, just flash on and off. A lot of people said check some fuses, check, you know, electrical stuff, but the lights aren't really flickering. They're like literally flashing on and off the same way the seatbelt light flashes on and off. And who knows, maybe that could be like a key to, you know, what the issue could be, because it starts happening right away, right when the ignition is on. I don't actually have to start the car for these to flash, you know? And then like another thing people say is, you know, check your fuel pump, or check if you're like getting enough fuel. Maybe that would make sense because of the, you know, idling issue, but I don't see why that would cause the lights on the dash to flash though, because the idling issue only happens while the lights are flashing. So like right when I'm driving and then I see that the lights are flashing and then I come to a stop or something, that's exactly when the car starts having the idling issues. It never happens one without the other, and sometimes the car shuts off. And yeah, that does sort of sound like a fuel issue, but I don't know. I don't see why that would cause the lights to flash though. It just makes no sense to me. So yeah, the like lights, they're not flashing now, which means the car is running fine now. So I'm not gonna try to swap out the ECU. I'm just gonna wait until I see the lights flashing, and then I'll swap out the ECU and see if the lights, you know, go back to normal. And if that's the case, then yeah, maybe I need to get a new ECU. Other than that, I don't know what to do. This is really pissing me off. I guess I sort of jinxed myself in that video when I first got the swap done, and I was like, everything went flawless, you know, everything went perfect, the car runs fine, the car runs great. I guess I did jinx myself a little bit, so yeah. But yeah, if you guys have any kind of suggestions, please drop them down below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think that the issue could be, because I'm just lost right now. Like I don't know what to do. So if you guys have had, you know, a similar problem, let me know. It will be greatly appreciated. But other than that, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys for the next one. I'm out.
Easy. Girl, I used to do it, told me niggas ain't shit. Probably she was used to fucking with all of them counterfeits. I'm cut from a different cloth, mine be cashmere. So I adhere to what niggas would call surreal. That's getting chipped, no poker game. Making boss moves like Dame. Dash past the niggas that's in it just for the fame. I wanna get the checks and be the GOAT, no Billy.